slam that like button, subscribe to my channel, favorite, and well, donate me your sister. No, really, I don't give a fuck about any of that. What I give a fuck about though is Reddit drama, especially if it involves one kid trying to prove that something is meta and viable, even though it's not. For those of you who haven't seen my matchup analysis introduction video, I will have to do a small recap, which is perfectly fine. So there are two kinds of pressure in Dark Souls 3, neutral and standing. Every meta weapon in the game can apply both types of pressure. If the weapon in question is not capable of doing so, then it can't be meta. Simple as that. For example, S-Stock. It has amazing range with ability to proc counter hits on every hit since it doesn't have a sweet spot. S-Stock can trade almost any weapon assuming you have a leering. But yes, sure, it has a lackluster dashing attack. Then again, it's a one-handed weapon, so you get to use a shield or Avalyn to apply neutral pressure. And hell, Avalyn is probably the best weapon for that since you can just stay at safe range and no-scope people 10 times in a row for free. Another meta weapon, Washing Pole, the best weapon for turtling. Great range so you can abuse the dashing attack poke and keep the pressure on rolls. In fact, the dashing attack is so good that it works for both applying neutral and standing pressure. The Gargoyle Flame Spear, a poke weapon with a good dashing attack to clip rolls, has an excellent range and great R1 that not might be as fast as you want, but it has a good range and can proc counter hits, so it kinda evens it out. You get my point, right? Any weapon that can't apply both types of pressure can't be considered meta because it simply lacks the utility to compete. It's not a rocket science. It takes one look at the moveset to know that stuff like Corvian Great Sight can't compete. Sure, it has a pretty good R1 and a decent range at that, but it has a terrible dashing attack, and the moment your opponent decides to play passive, you lose. And God forbid you try to spin this by saying that it's a strong weapon for applying standing pressure. It's far from it. Both Washing Pole and Nesta combo setups offer a lot more utility and are likely to do more damage within an encounter. Again, as I've said in the introduction video to matchup analysis series, Dark Souls 3 is a very matchup based game. There is a good reason meta weapons are meta, because they offer way more utility than other weapons, and no, it doesn't make them cheesy, cancer, or whatever you want it to call, it just gives them an extra button that is viable. If your average greatsword user has only one viable option of staggering R1s, then in comparison your S-Stock user has 5 times more options than that. But I'm going slightly off the topic with all of this, and I did cover all of this before as a part of my Soul Psychology series, so if you're interested in all that talk, go and check it out. Anyways, the point is, you lose, you win, it doesn't really matter. None of it does. It's a matchup based game, and your ability to pick the right weapon is half of the skill you need. The other half is your ability to stay calm and not make any stupid opening. Under those conditions, you can't just take a random weapon that has only a third of the tools of other meta setups and claim that it's a part of meta just because you beat up 50 kids on Arena. Well, it just fundamentally can't compete. If it fundamentally can't compete, it lacks the fucking tools. It can't be meta, period.